so irreverent.
Wear your mask, take your pill. Now a whole generation's mentally ill. Man, fuck about you.
Man, how'd you?
A COVID's near, it's coming to town. We gotta act quick, shut our borders down. Joe Biden does, the media embraces. Big Doc does it, and they call him racist.
Alexa, Dow, kill it. Alexa, Dow, stop.
Hey, listen, shout out to my sister Kim, who
On that
turned us
song.
on to that Kid Rock classic. Well, we're back, buddy. Let's see.
Now we're
Week in a day from
Yeah.
last time. We had some. You got some babysitting stuff going on, and
Labor Day hit
Labor
us.
Day.
And,
Sorry, I don't know that one.
no, you don't have to know that one, dear. Go powder your nose, babe. We want to give a special shout out to a new group of viewers from the Garden Heights facility, and we want to send a little shout out to them. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? To mix in with help me.
help me. No, Benet, who takes care of our friend Peter, wonderful lady. She's got her and a few friends are listening to the show, so welcome.
Yeah, they're all. There's nothing they're doing in the afternoons when they watch because nobody's going in to see them. A lot of them are sitting on 2 and 3 days worth of news, and it's just a shame over there. But next time you see one of these baby kissers, pull them aside and say, "Why can't Americans be taken care of in these nursing homes?"
Yeah, Americans and vets. So, funny, Benet was going to CP yesterday when I arrived, and she walked outside to take the test, and somebody called the front desk and thought she was escaping from the place. She doesn't live there. She lives at a senior housing down the street. So they thought she was escaping with her walker.
Speaking of her for a second,
Awesome.
Pete did some work with this facility, not name stuff, and
Yeah,
did a lot of good work to help Benet out, and she's paying him back big time.
in spades.
And God bless you, Benet, and people like you, because these nursing homes are atrocious. We have both filed complaints with the New York State Department of Health, and I think we've heard a little something, but
Yeah.
it's brutal what's going on there. And you're going to hear it again if you want to puke, but illegals are coming across being wined and dined, free money, free health care, everything, and put up in $500 a night hotels.
I said 400, but go ahead.
This poor guy is, it's not right. And
No, if not for Benet right now and a couple friends coming in there, I don't think he'd eat on time. He wouldn't be clean. He wouldn't be massaged. It's terrible.
Another friend had a mom in the same facility, and he basically did everything for her. Now, Pete, we love you, Pete. Not this Pete, but another Pete. Pete was a little more anal about it, but again, the care was atrocious. But they're not going to change linens daily.
Daily. It's not a hotel.
But Pete was right. He had to demand things at the desk, and it's a shame. Should not be that for that kind of money.
No. Yeah, so exciting times though. Other than that, we got the Bills tomorrow night, 8:15 in LA. Hopefully the start. I saw something today, and we're all seeing this. None of this is news. It's just facts and opinion. But 6 of the guys on Pro Football Talk on their show came up and have the Bills winning the Super Bowl over various NFC squads.
Right.
It's almost scary a little bit. I still think, that Bean and McDermott keep this team focused, and I think one at a time. And somebody said to me today, they're really scared and they're praying about a win tomorrow and everything. And I said, no, you know what? We're going on the road. They're unveiling a Super Bowl banner. We're going against a Super Bowl team. We lose the game, we lose the game. It's one game. The first 6 games are tough, and I would love to get out at worst 3-3, and then I think we can almost run the table. It gets easier. But, I know Tom and I are older and we've been through this, so I think the one loss isn't going to kill us. You'll remember last year we went in New England the day after Christmas with the East on the line. If we lose that game, we probably lose the AFC East. So it matters what you're doing in December and January, and I think we'll get through this, win or lose tomorrow night. But it is incredibly exciting to see nearly 3/4 of everybody who makes predictions predicting the Buffalo Bills to win.
One of the morning guys on the local, we call it Yellow Pages because it's basically all commercials, picks San Francisco to beat San Diego. in the Super Bowl because of he feels the offensive weapons. We didn't do enough at receiver. I don't know what these guys never played a sport in their life.
Never. You think
And,
Gabe Davis is some pedestrian slob?
I have no idea. There's one ball. You need a D. You don't need a punter. It's a guy in Texas that doesn't punt. Yeah, and you can shove that cigar up your ass. But anyways, me, I'm excited.
Excuse me.
I just want one. We've said that
Sorry,
in
just
Ocean,
one.
right? But if it's ever going to happen, there's nothing me wearing the same clothes or dropping to my knees
No.
or any of that's going to do. This team is built. The guys want it. They're damn good.
Yeah.
If it's going to happen, it's going to happen. And
How many guys come in from a Super Bowl winning team, sign here, and do a 3-minute video on how the city and the fans deserve this championship?
it is. And I
Von
heard
Miller.
that today, and it's phenomenal. If you haven't heard it, guys, check it out. But
Go to YouTube.
we
It's
have
amazing.
been, over the years, the most
tortured
well,
fan base.
First, I want to say loyal.
Oh yeah.
We have led the league in attendance in all the 3 major sports. You know, now the Braves are gone, and there's always been something. And I know in the past I rooted for the Cubs and I wanted the Red Sox jinx to end and some of that. But then enough's enough in some of those things, right?
Yeah.
But we have been a tortured fan base, a loyal fan base for the most part. And we have seen stuff that we have seen here.
You can't even write this stuff.
Our
It's so
quarterback
ridiculous.
twists an ankle in 80, and
And then they had a post pattern with a minute to go to beat us in San
after
Diego.
a guy drops a pick six,
Charlie Rome drops
and we
it.
would have had the home game here to go to our first Super Bowl, which would have been our first Super Bowl in 80.
1980. Yeah.
It goes on. A quarterback that wasn't in a game against Cincinnati again, where we lost track of the time, and
Fergie.
right near the end of the game.
We got the first down and a long third down, and it was the delay of game. The whistle
We've been
blew.
through
It's
the
just
wide
torture.
right, 4 straight Super Bowls, which to me was my Super Bowl. I mean, that's incredible
But
to go to
just
4
one.
straight. But and
Just one.
maybe if we win the one, we don't go to the 3. Who the hell knows?
But then,
Right?
but you and I both said that would have been fine. Just one win.
We had the best offensive team in hockey, and lost to a defensive-minded Flyers team. Then
Well,
had
with
one
the best goalie on the planet.
had one of the best goalies. We had the best goalie on the planet, and lost to another team in the Stanley Cup when the things were reversed.
Yeah.
The most prolific basketball team going, and we couldn't get over the hump. And by the way, a horrific call in that game.
Harold Garrettson.
A call that's never made with no time left in the clock, and then an owner that went berserk and sold everybody off. So
No, this is torture. This is tough, and probably other than the city of Cleveland, although the Cavaliers did win with what's his
right,
name.
their guy came back and did it for him. And
We other than maybe a Cleveland it's just torture here, and maybe this team can do it. I really hope so.
it's torture in a way without getting too crazy because it's sports.
We
Right?
love it, yeah.
And there's a lot more
It's not the end
important
of
things
life.
in the
People
world.
are dying of cancer. Yeah.
My God, we all get into it. We ourselves, it's a family thing.
Yep.
We get together with our families. Our kids have carried on the tradition. We still have the seasons.
Mhm.
Those that go to the game, the rest meet at the house to watch the game. We all deserve, and to see my kids come home last year so excited over that New England game,
Yeah.
to feel some of the joy we felt from like the Raiders game, the 52 to 3,
3-1 to 3.
51 to 3
I
game.
tweeted in our chat today. I said when I saw the Von Miller film, I said I want it for me and my buddies because of the years of torture and how long we've been waiting. But I do want it for our children
Me too.
who have never really seen anything really good.
Right.
And they're 25, 30. They've just been through hell with the Sabres and Bills, and it'd be nice to have them see it too.
And the thing is, it's great to have those teams and be involved, but you want to see your team win that one all the way, at least
All the
one
way.
time, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, we can say it's torture and hell, but it's not torture and hell where I'm not going to be a fan. I'm still
Exactly.
going to be a fan, and I've heard people say, well, you
Exactly.
drink the Kool-Aid, whatever it is. I enjoy it. It's my out.
Yep.
Um,
It's our release.
and we complained when things were pitiful, and it was pitiful under the Quinn regime, and then of course
Golisano.
and I do not throw any negativity at the Pagulas at all. They just had like no luck picking a coach. They did a little bit of everything, and
Yep.
we pretty much agreed with almost every hiring.
Yeah, we did.
And then insanity took over. And going back to the Von Miller thing, we've seen the graveyard of geniuses. Chuck Knox comes here.
He loses.
And Scotty Bowman, the only place he's hung his hat, he still lives here, but he didn't want to ring
Didn't
here.
want to ring it.
And then trades off our key players. And
Lunatics.
my God. And so one time, it's going to be exciting. I'm going to try to enjoy the ride, not get too nervous and stuff. But I think maybe as the season goes on,
Well, we'll see it unfold, and we'll see how it's going. I will be in Florida after the Bills' last home playoff game, but I'll tell you right now, if we make the Super Bowl, I will be flying back to Buffalo.
no, there's no place better to be than
Got to
here.
be here.
And in fact, a close friend of the show, as we bring up every
Was he?
week,
Yeah.
Timmy, was
Never
actually
liked him.
in the Georgia for that Super Bowl. I forgot the number.
Number 4, the fourth one,
And
Atlanta.
flew home. He was the only one on the plane flying out of
Away
Atlanta the
from
morning
that.
of the Super Bowl because he had to be here
Yeah,
to watch the game. But I agree with him. You know,
absolutely. I went to the first 3, and I will never do that again.
the Bills today
Oh, great signing.
extended Dawson Knox, which on this show we've talked about. We figured that was going to happen.
Yeah, 4-year
And-
extension. They didn't put out the dollar amount yet, but said it'll be top 5 in tight ends. A lot of people on Twitter are already screaming and crying. Oh, he's not top 10. The guy had 9 touchdowns last year. He catches everything.
Do
He's a
yourselves a
good blocker.
favor. Forget Twitter. You're gonna get carpal tunnel.
Yeah, no, he's a great player. I'm so happy to get him.
It's the process, and you've heard some negativity coming from an ex-receiver that it's all for show. It's not for show. You can't keep everybody.
Can't.
And if you do
And
your
I-
best you can to keep your own, right? The Sabres
Yeah.
have taken root. They signed Tage Thompson. Oh my God, why? What do we got? Are you gonna wait till a 65-goal season?
Yeah, then he's going to be 9-10 million. No, the other thing too is I have a feeling this. I could be wrong. I think what they're going to do with Poyer is say, Jordan, we love you, but we got to pay for future performance. We'll give you a 2-year deal. It's not going to be over $10 million a year, and if he turns it down, I think they move on. They got that Yoquane Joseph or Yoquane Johnson.
Johnson, Hamlin,
and Hamlin, and I think they're ready to turn the page. If Poyer wants to get paid like a top 5 for the past, he's going to be 32 next year. I think it's, they're not stupid. You pay for future, not past. And I love Jordan Poyer. Don't take that the wrong way. But now you're looking at, you got to think about Edmonds. You got to think about Oliver. You got these guys, too. We just signed a bunch like Saffold, and some of these one-year guys that could turn out to be really good players, and we'd have to extend them. So, and of course, I think the cap's going to go way up, but Josh was going to run into a lot of that newfound cap too.
I think the pecking order now becomes Tremaine.
Yeah.
And I think Poyer, has probably gotten some type of an agreement from Brandon Bean. Let's see what we can do when the season ends.
Yeah.
And maybe they can do something more of an upfront bonus.
Yeah.
A little bit more guaranteed, but I agree, a short-term
It's got to be short
shorter-term
term.
deal. I think Tremaine's the number
It's
one on that
Tremaine,
list.
and then it's Oliver. Now Oliver has the 5th year next year, so we could push
Right.
that out.
Right.
And I think that they'll tell him that. Look, we want you back. We're running out of funds.
We had quite a few debates over this, and usually find myself outnumbered. I'm going to say it again.
I'm with you on Edmonds.
We predicted that Knox would stay, and I'm going to predict that Edmonds will stay. Now, I'm going to put quotes around that. If Tremaine wants $60 million
Yeah.
a year or some ridiculous
If
thing,
it's reasonable, we keep.
I'm telling you,
You
the
can't
minute
replace
you
him.
let him go, you're going to start searching for his replacement.
Yeah.
It's not on the roster now.
No.
Milano is perfect where he is. Dotson and the kid, the 2 linebackers they just drafted.
Yeah.
But they're not big guys.
No.
This guy's a freak that makes our D run. Trust what the vets say, guys. Screw Twitter. Excuse me, my throat's dry. Analytics and all this other shit getting thrown at you. The players are saying this, and I've said it before. I'll say it again. Kyle Williams anointed this guy. Kyle Williams knows what the hell he's talking
Well, we were
about.
talking, you were on our chat today, me and your son Tommy John were talking, and we're sticking up for that choice. And we said, look, what people forget too is he calls that defense. He runs that defense
Right.
and puts them in the checks and right at the line of scrimmage. You don't underestimate that.
Well, he doesn't do this, doesn't that. But guys, you're going back and comparing a 1990s, 2010 type linebacker with today's
It's not the same
linebacker.
ones.
They're different.
Plus, I told you from the very beginning in the offseason, the signing of Daquan Jones, the signing of Timmy Settle, the signing of Phillips, this is going to mean a huge difference to our run defense, and they're going to keep those offensive linemen off his legs, and I think it's going to be huge.
And he's starting to see the game now and being more. Look, think of the guy, the kid's age. He was younger to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
He took over the defensive calling.
19.
And what he's been able to do, and well, he doesn't do that, he doesn't do that. What do you think? Some of the other things that good are happening has a lot to do with what he's doing.
That's right.
And it's all part of the puzzle piece. And the minute he walks out the door,
We got a huge hole.
you start to search trying to find his
We got a
replacement.
huge hole.
These linebackers that we've brought in are kind of like the inflated safeties of our dad's day.
Yeah.
Now, our dad's day, our kids don't remember much of that, but even as you come closer on, he's a rare beast.
Well, your linebackers were 270, 265 monsters,
and
plugging holes, but they couldn't guard their shadow.
And a lot of what they ask Tremaine to do, they don't ask Tremaine to do what a lot of those linebackers in those days do.
No.
They ask him to get back. He's a 3-down linebacker, which is very rare.
Very rare.
We have 2 of them.
Yep, and he guards amazing.
And he does a pretty damn good job of guarding.
Oh, he does a really good job. No, he's a fit, and as you said, he leaves. We got a hole, and right now we don't have a huge hole. We have a hole at corner because of Trey Day being out, and that hopefully that doesn't hurt us the first 6 weeks. There's some good receivers we're facing, but I believe in our defense and finding schemes to help, and I
Well,
believe in our pass rush.
And I think the pass rush is going to have to help
It's
your
gotta.
corners.
Yep.
Remember, it's 4 things happen in today's game in the passing game.
Mhm.
2 are good or 2 are bad. The flags.
Yep. Pass
And
interference
count
or
on.
a caught ball.
Count on the hanky coming out on Elam and my God, Christian Benford.
Benford.
Count on it. Why? Because they're
Rookies.
rookies.
They're rookies.
Okay,
So
count
they
on some
can't.
flags.
They can't have made that. They could not have made that play without grabbing them. You know.
It's gonna be interesting to see tomorrow with this pass rush how perfect the Rams offensive line plays.
Right. Is there any holding on
Yeah.
Von Miller? Is there any
Right.
holding on
Flawless
Oliver,
game.
You know.
The one preseason game, Indy. Who was it that played? What was the
Denver or
first
Indy?
game?
First game was Indy.
And Indy played a lot of the regulars, but the next week we played Denver. But they're
They're all backups.
and they played a
didn't
lot of
hold.
backups, but
No,
flawless.
Flawless.
Not a single hold. We went with a lot of our starters that game, Kids Day, right?
Yeah.
But no holding, a miraculous game.
Yeah.
And
Incredible.
well, it'd be interesting to see how that goes.
Yeah, well, and we all know the refs have a big, big hand in the outcomes.
They do and they shouldn't.
They shouldn't.
And but they seem to. And
You
whatever.
know, I don't mind if they show the replay and you see a guy just grabbing a guy. Okay, but a lot of times you see that, like that touchdown run in Tennessee. I'm sorry, there were 2 rapes on that play.
Play doesn't happen without the rape.
Yeah, and he goes all the way and everybody's dancing. No, that was a flagrant foul and you stared at it.
If the NFL is gonna keep this penalties, and it's not just our game, guys. It's anywhere you look. They get a minx in there to call the play. So I don't want to see the
Yeah.
holding.
Holding.
Off. I know these refs shouldn't be the main deal of the game.
No,
you
they
know?
want to be the center of attention. If you're going to be the center of attention, let's get somebody from
You
Hooters.
get these special teams. They're trying so much to save the guys because there's a lot of wear and tear on these violent collisions, right? So they make a perfect block, and the guy scoots down. It's an exciting play, whether it's our team, their team, and you see a hole over in the far
Right.
left corner.
It's got to stop down. Literally, over half of all returns, there's yellow. And you look back and you go, really? That was called?
And especially in the preseason, I know that's moved on, but how about forgetting that, thinking about the poor slobs in these stands, watching these games, and just say 62, you were holding.
Yeah.
That's
Next
a flag in
time
the
I'm
regular
calling it,
season.
yeah.
But anyways, if it doesn't have anything to do with the play, and the penalties are too much, like it goes back to where that happened, then back. To me, it's a Vegas call. It completely changes the flow of
Changes
the
the whole
game.
game. I mean, you go to midfield on a kickoff return. Next thing you know, you're on the 9. You're starting on your own 9 because it happened on the 19.
Right. So, anyways, it'd be interesting to see how that goes and stuff. But exciting. But I just want one, and man, we're close enough right now. This
Boy,
could
I
be
can-
our one,
You can
right?
taste it, man. You can taste it. Going to be 100 degrees at kickoff tomorrow. Although they say, although not air conditioned, SoFi has openings in the end where the breeze flows through. They say they usually keep it within 80 to 85,
Well,
which is still
also,
hot.
It's hot, and you also have the Northern California, which is on fire, and those hot airs are blowing. I don't know what's left in the state that
I don't even
hasn't
know.
burned.
It just burns.
Um,
They also said that it looks like, based on looking at Ticketmaster sales and all that, that we could have anywhere between 15 and 17,000 people there.
God bless you. God bless you, because those tickets weren't cheap.
They were not cheap.
Yeah.
450.
God bless you.
at once.
But Bills Mafia, God bless you, and we're part of it, right?
We're part of it. We don't go to LA, but we go to Miami.
Been
and
there
other
once,
places.
very disappointed.
Yeah, Super Bowl. Oh boy,
But wouldn't go back.
wouldn't go back. Yeah, a lot of fun, a lot of Bills Mafia out there. God, you watch some of these things. Josh put something out on YouTube, just a great video. The video by Von Miller, though, I don't know who signs a $120 million contract, has 2 Super Bowl rings, comes in here and does a 3-minute video on his own talking about how he wants this for the city and these fans.
And he said it cool because he said, for myself, but really,
Yeah,
how about for this fan base? Amen, Von.
amen.
And
Amen.
you're right. We were going to take him.
We were going to take him, yeah, and then we got
Remember who we did take?
yeah, defensive tackle Pig, who played well for a while, and that was Marcel Darius. That's a shame. I liked him, but man, he
I'll
just
tell a funny story. It's got nothing to do with those guys, but we drafted Mike Williams the one year.
oh my god,
Huge guy. I think 3rd overall, right?
from Texas,
Big guy.
3rd or 4th, yeah.
And he stood up and when they had the jersey and said, I'll block for you, Drew, and everything.
Drew Bledsoe.
And then
I'm not
I
gonna
don't
do
think
it.
it was the first summer. It was the second summer. Might have been the first summer. He had to go home, and I'll never forget Ralph Wilson's interview. I just paid the guy $6 million, and he's depressed. And Ralph was stunned. The guy had some mental issues at home, and
Well, what happened with him is, and it's funny how you learn. The Bills have always said they're looking for athletes who think and breathe and die football. And what turns out is Mike Williams was good just because he was good, but he didn't give a shit about football.
yeah.
He didn't go to the weight room. He did nothing, and he was a complete buster.
But yes, no doubt, no argument there. But played like I think 10 years in the friggin' league.
Yeah, well, they kept trying to. They kept saying you're
But other
3rd, 4th
teams-
overall. You're
Right.
gonna make it. He never.
He's
made
the
it.
size of a house.
He sounds
and,
a house. He couldn't block his way out of a bag, but
and then came back later on as a wide receiver for us, if you remember. And
no, I don't think that was
no.
him.
But I'll tell you, how many Mike Williamses are there?
I know
Right?
it's 3,000.
But
The one thing that was interesting too on Belichick, somebody showed his drafting record since 2018. It's abysmal. You know what? All I hear about is genius. Well, he's the GM and the coach. Okay, when he had Tommy Boy, he won. He hasn't won since.
when you
And
have
his drafting is horrific. They've got 2 guys from 2018 out of 13 first and second round picks. They're awful, and he's terrible, but it's still the
the
genius.
goat, when you got the goat, and he was good,
He was great.
and that made up for a lot of their flaws, right? And
Yep.
the calls they got, and
Oh, did he get calls?
the
Oh my
inflated
God.
balls, deflated balls, the cameras in the locker rooms. Peyton Manning would never have a team meeting in the locker room. Always took everybody out of the locker room.
Yep.
But I remember
Do you know
the game.
Peyton?
I don't know Peyton. I do remember a game we were at, and New England was kicking our ass again, and these guys behind us were all up from Chowderville, and I turned around
go to
and
the
said,
bar. Where's the bar?
I made a comment to him that there was flies and derelicts before Brady. There'll be flies and derelicts after, and he goes, "Nah, Jimmy G, buddy, Jimmy G." Right,
Yeah, Jimmy G's long
Right.
gone. They want to get rid of him in Frisco. They re-signed him for nothing.
right. Anyways, excitement.
Oh my God.
Uh,
It's hard to even think. These days go by when we're like, please get to Thursday.
Predictions. For me, I think the Bills win tomorrow night. I think we're up 2, right?
2.5.
Yeah, I think the Bills win the game tomorrow night. I think this team.
I think I
let
had the
Dogs
Bills
lose.
31-27 is what I took the text chatters. I think I got the Bills 31-27. You know what? It could go either way. They're a good football team. We're a good football team. Hopefully, I think that we're grounded enough. These guys are veterans. They're smart. Obviously, they're going to try to pick on our one corner, even Dane Jackson. So you're going to, Cooper Kupp, I think, one of the things I would think that I would do, I'm sorry for the hiccups, is that I'd probably put Teron Johnson on Cooper Kupp, no matter where he went. Because Teron Johnson's a feisty little bastard.
Stafford's beaten up too, and I don't know if he's still got the
Well,
arm.
he
anymore.
says his elbow's completely fine and they're
Okay.
ready, but they're not going to tell you it's screwed
Right.
up.
We'll see what happens.
Although I
but,
did see a YouTube video. He threw a ball 90 yards on YouTube.
He did.
Yeah, holy Christ.
Well, let's.
From his 10-yard line, it went to the other goal line. Oh, my Lord.
But we'll see what happens, and
It'll be fun. Either way, you know what?
right.
Tom, we've talked about this last year. I get so nervous before these games and every game, and especially late in the year when it looked like we weren't going to win the East. You know what? Let's step back. I'm going to do my best, and I say this, and then I blow up. But I'm really going to do my best to enjoy this. Just enjoy the game. Yeah, if we lose, we'll be disappointed, and
Right.
we'll be talking about who did something wrong and everything. But I think this is such a good team. There's 17 games. And really, it's who peaks at the end and who wins.
In the 90s, when the Bills were predicted to be good, they were.
They were.
It's one thing that the forecasters are usually pretty right about that. Whether or not they win at all, they're not always right about. But they were when we were predicted to have those good seasons.
We did. Now,
And-
there was one thing about Super Bowl. So they went back 10 years. The Super Bowl favorites from Vegas before the year started. 2 won the Super Bowl out of 10. 3 went to the Super Bowl but lost out of 10. And then the other 5 didn't even get to the Super Bowl. But they did say that those predicted to be in the top 6 in the regular season were in the top 6.
See, they're coming with a new set furniture.
Yeah.
Remember too in
Goldie, no, we're using the Stuart Goldie.
It's the guys with hymns again. Yeah, I listen. I can see.
I don't
it
need the
works.
pill.
I can see it works. Point that the other way. The hymns guys got this studio right after us.
Yes.
Anyways, remember in 1980, that's our kids coming back. They're arguing right now that.
Bad
Did you
one.
hear that?
Listen to Battle.
God bless these kids, but they're told whether they have clams or not. It's a shame. Anyways,
You're sick.
we were in '80. We were the first Sabres hockey team that got to the Final Four. They had won the Vezina.
And didn't win the
They didn't
cup.
go on to win the cup, and there was some with the Bills, and it escapes me now.
Bills
but-
were the number 1 defense, first time ever, didn't win the cup,
Yeah,
didn't win the Super Bowl.
so-
It just, it just doesn't work.
It's never going to happen. Please shine down upon us, and let's do it one time. And
Well, and
you
I think,
won't hear me with one for the thumb.
well, and I think the best defense we ever had was home run throwback. We were one of the best teams in football. We held them to 13 points before that, and of course we couldn't score. And then this is an end, and
Wow.
of course a forward lateral, but it just never
Remember-
never comes together.
Wade Phillips lips, that's coming back.
That's coming back. Yeah, no, it wasn't.
I had a 1964 jersey I got from
Play stands.
Mitchell and Ness, with the
Oh
colors
yeah,
here.
the Nets. Yeah.
I threw it in the fire pit, and my buddy Dennis pulled it out, and I'm glad he did.
Thank God for Dennis.
But I was ready to burn that, and oh my God.
Yeah, we've been through some complete hell.
We've seen it all.
My poor daddy had just passed away, and I looked up to the heavens when Christie kicked it, and I said, "Dad, we're gonna win this year for you. God bless you." And then home run.
I
throwback.
think my dad too. I think they're just enjoying time up there, and
Yeah.
could they swing them? I mean, whatever.
Well,
Swing one.
so
Our way.
we're playing in that game, 26th of December, that we needed to win the division, and it wasn't to win the division; it was to grab the lead. But we're trying to run out the clock, and I'm thinking, please just make this first down and everything. And it was 4th and 3, and if we make it, we pretty much win. And if we don't, God help us. So I dropped to one knee. I was at Larry Argena's house. I dropped to a knee. I said, "Dad, Mom, I don't ask for much." I said,
Just want to speak through.
"Please, can we just get this win here and see what we can do?" And we did that time.
I'm kind of done with the kids. The Tampa's had enough.
Oh yeah, no,
The
one for
Chowders,
their thumb,
screw
one for theirs.
Chowders.
And again, they go out and get Pickett and the Pickens, the wide receiver and quarterback, and now they're Vegas odds to either one of them to win the offensive player of the year. How does that shit team pick those two guys? I don't know. It's the same old stuff. The same teams every year. Of course, they're going to be on a down year either way. But
Right. Anyways, I think it'll be a fun night. I think the Bills win. I've been wrong before, right?
yeah.
So
I didn't
whatever.
get my invitation yet. So
Not much going on tomorrow. Tomorrow with the late game and everybody working, and I got the little guys in the morning. It's a late night.
So I'm on my own.
I don't know. It's Thursday nights at 8:20. That's a tough start,
I might have to go to Uncle Al's.
especially when you're babysitting. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna have
Those
to go
little
to Uncle
guys get
Al's.
over here at 6:30 in the
Oh,
morning.
man.
It's tough.
So you can take a nap just before kickoff?
Anyways, and I have them tomorrow, right up in 2.
I know.
Anyways, politically, it's the same ugly situation.
I don't like his little tour he's on. He's going everywhere now on a little Save the Democrats tour.
With the
Talking
red
about-
glow and the military behind him, never been done before.
I've never seen anything like this. He's going on and on about how great what he's done. He's tweeting all over the place. Of course, we hated the other Twitter. He's tweeting all over about what the great things he's done and how his predecessor sucks.
You know, we're not
I
gonna
can't stomach him.
beat the drum and all that sort of shit, guys. The hypocrisy is going crazy. Now, we also know that the Republican side has a lot of
We said
crap
it last
too.
time.
And
It's the worst of two
but-
evils.
but
Let me bring this up. I'm sorry to interrupt, but I just saw something where he stood up there and said, the MAGA's this and that, and they think they stole the election, how terrible it is, you got to give it up. So Peter Ducey?
Ducey.
He stood up in front of that new press secretary and said, well, what about Clinton? She still thinks it was robbed in 16. And what about Abrams? She still thinks she was robbed in 20. And what about, he said like 3 more, and she goes, well, that's different.
It
No,
is.
it's hypocrisy.
The insurrection on January 6th, it ran wild that whole summer, and Biden and Harris bailed them out.
Bailed them out.
What's the difference between that? These Trumpers, by the way, 73 million of us,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And by the way, it's not Trump.
It's not
It
Trumpers.
was the way
It's
things
not
were
Trumpers.
run.
It's the way they were run. I don't like Trump. I'm done with his egotistical shit.
Yeah,
But-
these wokesters. Anyways, I lost my train of thought with the.
Sorry.
But it's not an
73
insurrection when
million.
it's them.
Yeah, and you said
Right.
73 million Trumpers.
If this guy gets elected, they're going to tell you who he can marry. What? There's no homosexuals that are Republican. Where did any of these Trump things say there'll be no more gay marriage? By the way, Trump went out and got that vaccine. Without the vaccine, that saved how many thousands of lives?
Hundreds of
His
thousands.
business mind created that. Fuckstick comes in. More people have died under his leadership. He's been injected 18 times. He's sick.
Yeah.
But he can go to an opening and be around hugging everybody, but then we got to wear masks over here. It's all hypocrisy. This electric shit, it's going down the
Well,
toilets with this
From
shit.
4 to 9, they're doing rolling blackouts in California. Why is that? It's hot, and the fires. So, what I'd like to say is, while Channel 2 Nightly News came on last night and talked about Miguel Almaguer and rolling blackouts, why don't the non-liberal stations say? Why don't the liberal stations say something
Right.
like, "And wouldn't that be tough to plug in a car right now?"
Yeah, and this fuckstick came out and said defunding the police and backing all of that. Now he's saying they want to defund the FBI. Nobody is talking about defunding the FBI.
anybody.
But guys, fact: 4 of those agents testified that they lied about the Trump and the Steele dossier and all that shit.
Yeah.
They lied about that. And Garland or whatever, that asshole sent them in against parents who are upset about Lawn Boy and who's got a clam and who doesn't in their schools. Nobody's blaming those honest FBI agents and stuff.
No,
but,
it's the policies.
but some
It's
of the
direction
policies
up
they've
top.
enforced, come on. But the hypocrisy, and it's all right if it's them. Everything that shit sticks warning you about, they're doing.
Yep.
Right? And we got Tupelo, Mississippi,
Yeah.
right? Detroit, and places that don't have good drinking water, but we're sending trillions to the Ukraine.
Yeah,
Right.
what was the number?
Now, hold
I think
on a
we're up
sec.
to 8 to 11 billion.
We bailed that out. Now, I'm all for helping them.
Yeah, but where's everybody else?
But they talk about saving democracy and all that. That's not democracy over there.
No.
That's a one-party rule guy who locked up his opponents
Yep.
and shut down all the news agencies that didn't cover
Yeah.
him.
His side. Yeah.
Now, I don't like what the Russians are doing, guys, but facts are facts. Be wary of this guy. And this guy's jacked up. He has no idea what he's saying. They jack him up and they put that teleprompter in front of him. And if people vote, honestly, you got the right to vote any way you want, right? And you're right. The Stacey Abrams and they go back. All those elections were stolen. Yet the only people that are lying are the Republicans that think it was stolen. I think the election was phony. Some of it.
Some of it.
Whether or
Probably
not
not
he would have
enough.
won.
Probably not enough to win, my opinion.
But I think you should show ID and go to the voting place. I don't know why there's got to be a golden
gotta-
corral
if you
there
got- if you gotta-
to feed you.
If you got to show ID to vote for a union vote, why
Right.
in God's name don't you vote for the president of the United States?
Starbucks didn't want. They were all for it. We're pulling out of Georgia. All this shit. Now they're upset because of the mail-in ballots. They
Yeah.
say it's phony.
Phony.
It's.
But
listen,
it's okay to have mail-in ballots for the president of the United
And
States.
all I know is the economy blows. Gas prices are down because nobody's driving anywhere. Everybody.
Yeah, it's not
They've
because the
cut
shit's
down. The
there.
demand's down.
And I am bleeding money. We all are. But
My
I
wife's
don't.
never going to be able to retire.
So there's bad things. Your side is your wife won't be able to retire. My side is I have no income coming in.
Right.
I'm living on this shit, and it's down 15%, and that's a big
And
It's a
then-
big number.
He gets up on that podium. He's going to be the hero, right?
Yeah.
They're coming for your Social Security. Now you got older people upset about that. There's
Nobody's
never been
coming.
stated that.
It was never stated they were coming for Social Security. You're out of your God blessed mind.
And these companies are laying off, and all this stuff's going on. Where is the shovel in the ground with this infrastructure now that's been passed for how long?
Yeah,
Is there any shovels in the ground?
I've seen it.
They still can't find the money from the rescue plan that he started. And now what? In Portland, and by the way, we had our local people all upset because the Bills had this punter, and who knew what, when, and when did they know it, and all this horseshit. They had a guy up in Portland who beat the living snot out of his wife, had some other felonies. They brought him in, they put him in jail. And Free Portland, an organization that thinks there's too many people incarcerated by the wrong color. So they stepped in and bailed him out.
Yeah.
Well, you don't have to worry about beating up his wife anymore because she's gone.
She's dead.
He stabbed her 72 times and then strangled her in front of her 3 children. They talked to the president of
citizen.
Portland Free,
What did he say?
and he said, Well, the real shame here is that these children now no longer have a mom or dad.
Why don't they have a
And
dad?
Mr. Abdullah, through 2 interviews, never gave us the impression he was going to cause any harm to his wife.
Oh, yeah, because he was going to tell him. Now, the other one I got is Memphis, Tennessee. That poor woman, dude, bop. That poor woman that went out for, no, her crime was going out for a jog, okay? The lifetime criminal pulls up in a black SUV, takes her in, kills her, okay? They got him. He never led her to the body. They found the body. Now,
Right.
I put on Twitter, okay? Didn't swear, didn't say anything. I said they ought to take this POS, short for piece of shit, but not spelled out, hang him by his privates, that's all I said, privates, in a public ceremony, and I would buy tickets.
Yeah.
I was taken off Twitter for 24 hours for that. Okay? Didn't say race. By the way, by the way, you can, I'm just going to say, you can guess the race.
Right.
Kidnapped when he kidnapped a girl at 16 years old by gunpoint.
Yeah.
And now he's 38, 36, and did it again. This time he killed a woman. Didn't know her, just out for fun, killed her.
We're putting statues up for criminals and taking. By the way, there's a university now that wants to reinstitute the Benedict Arnold statue. They want to start putting Benedict Arnold statues up, all right?
Why?
And start naming facilities after Benedict Arnold because he was a traitor and he was going to try and defeat those racist white supremacist leaders that we had.
Oh,
in
the
States.
leaders and the revolutionary. Yeah, yeah, okay. No, guys, this is bad stuff, man. Bad stuff. You got grandkids. I'm hoping to have them. This is bad stuff, man. We got to turn this in November. Got to.
And we'll see
And by
what
the way,
happens.
here's what we've talked about too: checks and balances. I didn't mind when the Republicans had a Democratic
Right.
Senate, whatever, because I do like checks and balances. I don't want one party just going right crazy.
Right.
Okay, the Republicans, when they had everything, they would build up the military, and I want a strong military. It's the
Well,
way
that.
you-
we're
but they
trying.
would build it too far, and they would have all their buddies in the industry getting all these contracts. Now we got Girl Scouts lining our borders. We're gonna be taking over in a minute when Ho Chi
Well,
Sok comes in.
We've created a $1 billion industry down there, and we're so worried about women's reproductive rights and the Supreme Court, and let's harass them and let's kill a couple of those Supreme Court judges. That's not the Republicans saying it. That's shit stick.
Yeah.
But yet, women aren't safe running the streets. That girl couldn't wear a gun when she went jogging.
No.
It's against the law.
No.
And they're
Wouldn't it be
raping and
nice?
pillaging them.
I tell you what, if I'm a woman jogger, I'm a woman walking by myself anymore. If I don't pack a gun, I'm nuts.
Women are
And I don't care what Bucktooth in New York says about where I can
Bucky
have a gun.
Women-
Do you think those guns were legal, you stupid ass?
Women are being abused all the way along here. And by the way, Lori Loveless, or Deep Throat, whatever she is in Chicago, getting on the religious background of Governor Abbott because of all these people he's bussing up there. Are you kidding me? But you said nothing about the people that Shitstick flew into your state.
50.
How
this
are these
weekend.
small towns down in Texas supposed to put all these people up?
50 shootings
And
in
Bucktooth
South
Billy here.
Chicago. 50 shootings over the long weekend.
This-
50.
People are getting out of Portland and Seattle. They can't stand it. Guys, that's what's going on. But what do they tell you? Trump had nuclear information in Mar-a-Lago. Yeah, come
If
on.
he did, I think he'd already be in prison.
And by the way, guys, he's living rent-free in your heads. I don't think he's got a shitball's chance in hell of winning the next time.
And I hope
But
he
his
doesn't.
ideas
We need his
and
ideas.
stuff do.
What I hate by him backing these people. If he runs, God help us, because they hate him. If he doesn't run, but he backs people, and they lose because he's too much fringe, we're gonna lose, and then it's over. Then it's over.
I just hope the smartness, and they're talking about money, raising money. You should be able to run against these shit sticks for free.
Yeah.
Because this is horrible. Our town's horrible. Taxes are going through the roof. Crime is running rampant.
So I was thinking we're gonna go to the next meeting, you and I. We're gonna talk about how the no chase. Okay, we've talked about it ad nauseum, but I'm also gonna bring up, we care about green energy. Gas is $4 a gallon. You don't want emissions? Then why can't I go down Dick Road without stopping every 13 seconds for a light?
Right.
Will you please synchronize these damn lights?
And put sensors, these little sensors you can buy now, like when you walk in the backyard by our garage at night, the light goes on when it senses you.
Yeah.
Can we have sensors that leave it green if there's nobody driving
Well,
around?
that's just it. You stop at a side street. Nobody's there, but it turns red for you. You stop at Wegmans. Nobody's there, but it turns red. You just got out of a light that's 13 feet down the road. I mean, I'm ready to lose my mind.
This thing over here, when my wife used to bring me home from work by the old Jaffafa Hot.
Oh my God, you can't get out of there.
There's no cars north or south in any direction, and you're riding there.
And
if-
it's no turn on red.
And there's, or in my case, I'm making a left,
Oh, the left, yeah.
and you're going to go into the 33. When the light finally turns green, if you don't gun it,
You got to gun it. It's
if
two,
there's
two
one
cars
car
go through.
getting off,
Yep.
it sets the trigger and you stop again
stop
on the
again.
33.
You literally.
What?
I love when there's two cars go through and you're riding. Then you go and you make the left-hand turn and then you stop again.
Right.
I no. Somebody's got to figure this out. We send people to fucking Mars.
It's but
No, but I want to talk to Diane and these Polacks because I want to know why Union, all these roads, I stop every 13 seconds. I've had enough. I get 23 miles a gallon. I'm burning gas. I'm burning emissions. I know you want me to plug it in. By the way, batteries are a holding device. They are filled with energy that come from coal,
Right.
nuclear, natural gas. They're nothing more than a holding device. So if you think you're plugging in
Right.
green energy, you're not.
By the way, the Bidens on most of the milling places, and Toxi's son just flew around
Southern
that
Africa
trip
and China.
to get more stock in it. But they just paved Worley.